Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I just want to do a quick little video today. I'm not sure where you guys are listening from or where you're watching from, but here in the Philippines we had a pretty nasty typhoon roll through last night, and I think it was carrying sustained winds of like 95 miles an hour with gusts up to like 155 miles an hour. And as you can see behind me, it's still raining, and it's still pretty ugly here, but it's actually been a pretty interesting last few weeks or last month or so with the natural disasters. Now I'm from Florida, so we're used to hurricanes, and a 95 mile an hour hurricane just doesn't, it's not that scary. But here in the Philippines they take it very seriously, and mostly, I'm fortunate. I live in a condo, so I'm very safe, but most people in the Philippines don't have that, and their housing is pretty substandard. A lot of just tin roofs and maybe just a couple of walls, flying debris everywhere. A few weeks ago we had a 7.5 earthquake hit not too far from here. Now Florida, we don't have earthquakes, so I'm in a condo and it felt like the whole building was about to fall over, so that was really scary for me. And then I read somewhere that we had about 10,000 aftershocks, so in a high-rise condo, that's pretty scary when the whole building feels like it's going to just tip over. And then about a week after that we had a 6.9 earthquake hit in Davao, which is about an hour flight from here in Cebu. But it just it's a little nerve-wracking, when these things happen. So I wanted to share with you, let you know that I'm okay. We're here. I think so far I've only heard or read about one death from the typhoon, but you can see from the images here, it's pretty devastating. The flooding, the winds, it was not a lot of fun, especially for people that live in housing that's not that great. But I woke up this morning and I got to thinking, it reminded me of back home whenever we had hurricanes come through, and hurricanes, you have a few days to prepare or evacuate, and and here we had a little bit of time, but nobody evacuates. Nobody's going to go anywhere. But for an earthquake, you have literally no warning whatsoever, and like I said, I didn't know what to do, so all I could do was just sit there and hold on and pray. I'm on the 17th floor, and people say, "Oh, you got to get out, you got to evacuate." Well, where the hell am I going to go? The last place you want to be is on the friggin' in the elevator, and I'm not running down 17 flights of stairs. I mean, shit, the building will collapse by the time I got through it. So the best thing to do, I think, was just to sit still and ride it out. But it got me to thinking that I remember when we would have these hurricanes back in the U.S., and there was sometimes we'd be days or weeks without power, without water, without internet, and I just remember the people, really complaining and being angry and upset, and they would flood the phone lines if they had phone service, calling the utilities and calling the power company and the phone company and the internet company about, how long is this going to be out and when is it going to be back on, and getting really angry. And then they're getting angry with the workers, with the companies, because it's not being done fast enough. And it made me sad, because they didn't stop. To me, it felt very selfish, and they didn't stop to think that those workers have families too, and they probably don't have power or water or internet back in their home either, but yet they're outside working in probably some pretty shitty conditions and dangerous environment, trying to get services restored. And people, it just didn't happen fast enough for them. But here in the Philippines, the Filipinos never complain about anything. Bahala na, and which means whatever will be, and or God. Somebody told me God means God willing, or God's will, or something as well. But they don't. They just don't complain. All right, we don't have power for a couple of days. Oh well, we don't have internet. We don't have Wi-Fi. We don't have water. okay. It's a completely different mindset, and to me it's really touching that they have realized that it doesn't do any good to complain. Complaining is not going to make your services come back on any faster. And what I've noticed that they do instead is they get together. They will play cards, they play games. The kids are, they're out playing in the rain or in the water. The adults, maybe they're singing karaoke, even if it's a cappella because there's no power. They'll build a little fire and they start cooking, and the whole family just gets together and they celebrate life because they're just grateful that everybody is alive and well and everybody is safe. And they're right. There is no point in complaining. What are you gonna do? There's just no point in it. And so they choose to look at it differently and really just be grateful that they still have each other and that everybody is alive and well, and that they're all just that they're still healthy, even if they have nothing. Maybe they had a makeshift house, like I said earlier, with a tin roof, but they're grateful they have each other. They're grateful they have life, even if they don't have electricity or water or internet or Wi-Fi. Maybe they can't play on TikTok or Facebook for a little bit, but they don't complain about it. And it's just really refreshing, and it really it warms my heart that that the way they just embrace life, the way that they are just grateful for what little they have, and it's just heartwarming, and it's just reminds me of what a peaceful, simple life it is here, and how grateful I am to be able to be here, and that they welcome me into this into their community and into their homes sometimes, and into their lives, and it's just it's very heartwarming. It's very sad to see the damage that that these natural disasters cause, but then when you look at how everyone comes together to save each other, there is no shortage of pictures or videos of all the Filipinos gathering together to help rescue people and to save people, even animals. They're trying to save every life, and it is really, really very touching. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to drop a quick video. I don't know why I I woke up this morning and I felt compelled to speak about this, and I know a lot of Filipinos watch my channel from the US or Canada, and a lot of them have family here. So maybe just a quick update to let you know that we're okay. It's we're live. It wasn't fun, and like I said, you can see we're still dealing with the rain here and some wind, and the power just came back on, but it's been on and off throughout the morning, and it probably will be for the next couple of days. So I just wanted to give a quick update, and and that's it. So again, thank you so much for watching my channel. I've just been overwhelmed with all the comments and the feedback and the viewers and all the new subscribers. It's just heartwarming for me, and I'm so grateful for you, and thank you for joining me on this journey, and for all of your feedback and your kind words. And if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you've been through something like this, or if you've got family or friends here that have been through one of these disasters, leave a comment. I do read every comment, and I personally respond back to as many as I can. But subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you get notified when I upload new videos. So anyway, thank you again for watching. Salamat, and I'll see you next time.